again. I remember some of you from sharing the sneak previews of our Protected Cultural Memory exhibition at the time of the state fair. Since that time, we've been busy, although I think we're always busy. But we have had a wonderful time planning for you and for the public the exhibition Sunday Call to Church, The Art of Clementine Hunter. I'll just give you a little bit of background, and Lakeem Wilson will take you through the exhibition more carefully. I'm Margie Reese. I work with Lisa Ross, who is our president and CEO, who is a bit under the weather. So I bring you greetings from her. She will be with us this evening, hopefully if the drugs work. I am Chief Programs Officer here at the museum, and my job is really to take a look at how we talk about African American art, what are the exhibitions that we want to produce for the public here, and then to make sure that we're stretching ourselves, to push ourselves, to be a more contemporary public-facing institution. And so that's why I'm happy to have Lakeem with us. This exhibition came to us as part of Dr. Robinson, our founder, Dr. Robinson's vision to bring folk art into the center of this institution's mission. And Dr. Robinson, as you know, then collected a large collection of folk art. The exhibit that you're going to see today only shows you 4 pieces of the folk art from our permanent collection. The other pieces in the exhibition are loaned to us from private collectors, mostly around Natchitoches, Louisiana, where Miss Hunter lived her life. This is also an opportunity for us, I have to tell you all this stuff now, this is also an opportunity for us to remind the public that African American artists didn't just pop up, that as a people, we've been creating, celebrating, and documenting our story through visual and performing arts for centuries. Ms. Hunter, as you know by the reading I'm sure you've done, was not a, quote, trained artist. She's an outsider artist, they call them now. But her work celebrates her life and documents her memory about that life. And we think it's important for us to bring her story. Fortunately, we had good cooperation from donors who are allowing us to show their pieces. Here, 22. I knew I was going to get that number wrong. 22 pieces in the collection. They're going to be small pieces. Ms. Hunter painted on everything she could find, from wood, pieces of cardboard, etc. And later in her life began to work on this canvas material. You'll see some of the pieces are unframed. Intentionally, we didn't distort that. And you'll see some of the pieces that are framed, probably by the folks that purchased the work. Her earliest work was sold for about 25 cents. She did not paint to be an artist, a commercial artist in any way. She was painting to tell her story, and to celebrate her, and to celebrate her life. Lakeem, I'm going to ask Lakeem to talk a little bit about his vision. I was, come on. I was saying earlier that this is a transition in real time. This young man has worked at this museum. He certainly has degrees in art, etc. But I think it's time for you to begin to see how not only does this museum document our history, but prepares for our future.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I didn't have words prepared, but I am excited to give you a tour of the exhibition. Myself, coming from an artist background, I'm a practicing artist, a painter, mural artist. It allowed me to connect with Clementine Hunter from a perspective of why she creates artwork, and understanding that being able to document the times that you're living in is very important, and that's exactly what she did in a lot of her works. Today I would also, I think it's very important for us to support upcoming and rising artists as well. So I'll be introducing Ms. Michaela McGee, who essentially did a master study of Ms. Clementine's works, and she was able to do a mural on the inside wall that we'll show you guys. But Miss Clementine Hunter, this project as a curator allowed me to go into deep research on Southern life. I'm from Texas, born and raised, but it's almost like she took us into time to Natchitoches, Louisiana, and a lot of her work documented what was going on the plantation throughout different seasons. So I'm excited to kind of give you guys that tour and show you more about her work and her perspective.
And I would like for Michaela to come up so people can see who she is.
Yes, Michaela. All right.
Yeah,
She was part of the,
yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna push her to the middle.
Yes, yes.
Another transition time in real life. Michaela is a young artist who was part of our Carol Harris Sims competition. And we asked her to join the team and to recreate one of Miss Hunter's pieces. So you will see that mural. Michaela, just say, this is me, this is who I am, and on it.
Hi, my name is Michaela McGee. I'm from Garland, Texas. I've been creating for a very long time and started taking art seriously over like the past 5 years. I am an oil painter. I paint portraits. I'm also recently got into woodworking through my time at the Cedars Union. I was part of Cohort 4. So yeah, I'm honored to be a part of this, and I appreciate Lakeem and Ms. Margie for allowing me to be a part of this.
All right.
Very good. Any quick questions before we go? Lakeem will be your guide.
All right.
Yeah? Everybody good?
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay, so we'll start at the introduction of the space.
Have one more.
And it's a reflection of her, Miss Clementine Hunter's foundation in the Baptist Church and Southern spirituality. In a lot of her pieces, you see how she paint angels, or she talk about the church as a place that she felt she wanted to make it to heaven, and it was so important for her grandkids and people to pray and be one with the Lord. So Sunday Call to Church was the foundational title that we decided to use and go with. It kind of sums up her spirit of why she creates artwork. On the image itself, this is an early portrait of Miss Clementine Hunter. She didn't start painting until her 50s. So she had already had 3 children by the time she started painting. She was inspired by Miss Alberta Lindsay, who was a painter at Melrose Plantation as well, a white lady, but she painted magnolia flowers, and she was an artist. So a lot of times Miss Alberta passed down paints to Miss Clementine, and that's what inspired her journey as an artist to start creating. The picture is her studio. This was her home as well as art studio. This is also when she started gaining fame or being notarized for her art. She would start charging people like 25 cents an enter or 50 cents an enter to see her work and do things. So that's her early homes. So the foundation of the exhibition is in Louisiana, Natchitoches, Louisiana. Melrose Plantation is where a lot of her works stem from. So as we continue down the hallway, we have Forrest quoted above. Clementine Hunter's legacy is rooted in the life she knew at Melrose Plantation. On Melrose Plantation is where she documented a lot of Southern traditions, from how they wash clothes with the big pot, or cotton picking was a big thing. A lot of things, and everything that was going on the plantation, she was almost a historian of it. So we'll continue down the hallway, and we can talk more about Melrose Plantation and the African House. So this text panel here, it is a photo image of her at Melrose Plantation. But one of the houses on Melrose Plantations was the African House. This place housed servants and African Americans, late 1800s to early 19. And in this house, Clementine Hunter, when she was later in her 60s, was able to do a mural, a commemorative mural that documented what Melrose Plantation was like, and in her own style and narrative. And then as we turn around the corner, we'll see a replication mural of the zinnias flowers that was painted by our resident artist, Miss Michaela. The zinnias flowers was a commonly grown flower on the plantation and in that space. And as a part of the museum's initiative to capture cultural memory and kind of pass torch to upcoming artists, we commissioned Miss Michaela to paint this mural. Would you want to say anything about your process? Tell us what type of research you did in order to come up with the image and things.
Yeah, so when I was asked to emulate her style, I had already known a little bit about Clementine Hunter, and often, like in school, she's often brought up with like Grandma Moses and compared in that way. And they are similar in that they are folk artists, but they lived very, very different lives, which you can see through their work. But one thing that I enjoyed while viewing her work was her zinnias, and I'm also an artist who includes nature and floral elements, foliage, so that's why I was drawn to that, to paint and emulate. Also worked with my mentee, Zion. I work with her on a weekly basis for the past 2 years, nurturing her art abilities, so she also helped me with this, and you kind of see her signature there next to my name. And yeah, so that's a little bit about the background of that mural.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, in college we had to do master studies where we would have to select artists whose styles we like, talked about why it was important and valuable to us. So I think this is a great master study and a generational, like a full circle generational loop. To the right are some pieces that we have from our permanent collection. These are pieces that we acquired over time of Clementine Hunters. And then in the middle is the zinnias flowers, cotton picking scenes, and on the right panel, I would like to say that that's a portrait of Miss Clementine Hunter on Melrose Plantation. So if we get time, take a closer look at those. And so now we'll enter into the gallery space.
Before, it houses our permanent collection, but this is Lakeem's transformation of this gallery. There are a couple of things I want you to notice, and then he'll talk about the artwork. Is that we're also for the first time testing our responsibility for being more sensitive to people with learning differences, vision differences, etc. So you'll see the paintings lower, the panels a little bit bigger, etc. And we've taken all the furniture out so that people can move around more freely. And then Lakeem and I have curated the sound. He went to visit the National Museum of African American Art in DC and came back and said, we got to do some immersive stuff. So, young people make a change, and I'm all about change. So, Lakeem, you want to talk about the show?
Absolutely. Yeah, the immersive aspect is understanding that you see the image, but you also hear the music from the time. You kind of see the artist and what she looks like, and that gives you context to the story and the artwork that she's making. Like we said, Miss Clementine is a folk artist. Folk art generally means that it's artwork created by a self-taught artist. So she didn't go to college or she wasn't formally trained. Everything she created was inspiration. She was inspired. It came from her mind directly to the canvas. So I guess we'll start.
Yeah, and turn on your story.
Yes. So we did create a video that spoke about her life. This video is actually her this is Miss Clementine Hunter speaking about her work inspiration is 6 minutes long.
Well, I would start with a little piece of cardboard, just in the corner.
So I'm gonna just start from the beginning. And this is from her words. You can capture her personality as well.
You have earned so many honors with your paintings. How did you first start the painting? How did people learn about your skill? And
Well, I would start with a little piece of cardboard, just in the corner of paper. That's the way I start.
how old were you then
Oh, I had 3 children.
when you first started the painting?
Yeah.
What did you paint with? Did you have oils then?
Oh,
How did you get your first oils?
well, they gave it to me.
Who gave it to you?
One lady in New Orleans, they call her Alberta. She paint, and she'd come to the big house and paint magnolias.
Mm-hmm.
And when she would go home, she'd leave me some paint. I never did buy no paint.
Now you say she came to the big house. What was the big
When
house?
I was cooking it.
Uh-huh. Did that house have a name?
We call it the big house, Melrose Plantation. That's what it's on.
The Melrose Plantation.
Yeah.
I think I heard you say something about the African house, and I
Yeah.
believe you painted something about the African
Yeah,
house.
the African house is there. Just on the place.
Was that where the servants lived?
That's what they told me. I don't know. I wasn't here in them time.
Where did you live? In the big house?
On the place.
Do you still go to Melrose sometimes?
I go every October.
Well, that was how you started the painting. The lady gave you the paints. Now, when did the public begin to recognize your
Oh, I
painting?
don't know. I just painted and give them away. I just give the pictures away. I never try to sell them.
You just gave the
Just
beautiful.
give them, I give them away.
How did you finally decide to sell some? How did you learn that you could sell?
Oh, well, some of them would come back and ask me if I want to sell one. I'd sell them for 25 cents. The highest one was 50.
Oh, Miss Clementine.
Yeah, that's all.
Now, this is a very personal question that I'm going to ask now. If you don't want to answer it, you can just tell me, Dorothy, it's none of your business. But would you mind telling us the highest amount you've ever received for a picture? Now, I'm thinking about you started with 25 cents, and now certainly you get much more than that. Would you?
150.
That is beautiful.
So lucky.
You've seen quite a change then, haven't you?
Yeah.
I notice you do a great deal of painting of cotton picking scenes.
Yeah.
And you told us that you pick cotton and that you like to pick cotton.
Yeah.
Do people still pick cotton around here? Have you noticed the change?
Just sometime
How do they gather the cotton here now?
with the cotton pickers.
With the cotton picking?
Yeah.
What influenced you? What made you Clementine Hunter that you are?
Well, the church and the people are my people. I got that feeling for my people and I prayed for them. And I'm praying for them till yet. I'm trying to make heaven my home.
Beautiful.
That's what I do.
A beautiful thing. How do you decide what to paint there?
I don't know, it just gets in my mind.
But does it stay in? Does it come on all at once?
Yes, at night, like sometimes deep down when I get the painting, sometimes it don't come on till I want to paint something.
How do you feel about the critics who look at your paintings? If they say they are not good, do you care?
I don't care, I just pay them. And they want them, just let them get them, and if they don't, they can leave them there.
If they like them, it's okay.
And if they don't,
they don't like
It's
it,
okay.
it is still okay.
That's right.
I see you have a picture with a chicken and a hen in your arm.
Is that right there?
Yeah, it's a beautiful picture. Did you used to grow chickens?
Yes.
Did you ever grow hogs, cows?
Oh, it's a good friend now.
You have some hogs now.
Yeah.
Do you butcher the hogs?
Yeah.
I have some butchers. Is that right? Could you tell us some more about Melrose and Miss Cammie Henry?
She just liked it a lot of singing. At night, Baptist singing, she liked it all that.
Who would do the singing?
Well, all the people around on the place. She'll get them all to her house one night, and get them all the same.
Was it black people?
Black people, black people.
Was it a preacher on her place?
Yes,
Would he hold church every Sunday?
every Sunday.
And I guess the sisters would shout.
Yeah, they're shouting for a lot of nothing shout.
Did you go to the church where the...
Yeah, I'll go.
But that
I like to go.
But that was the Catholic church.
No, that,
It sounds just like a Baptist. I'm a Baptist, I have to say that.
well, yes.
And the preacher would holler loud
Yeah, and preach loud,
and long,
long time. Yeah,
call flesh.
that's right. You bring the money up after that.
Do you have any plans of what you would like to have done with your pictures when the good Lord calls you?
Well, you see, I don't know, they got, all them got them, they got to do what they want to do.
And the ones you leave here, you leave them for Queen and the other grand.
Yeah, they take them as they want them. And they might go every time I drive and sell them. I can't never tell what to tell them.
That might happen. Well, I think everybody who knows you, and certainly your relatives, will be pleased with all of the publicity and the historical materials that you are leaving.
Thank you guys for watching. McKean, it's back to you.
Yes. So this is a short clip. We'll have a longer version of her speaking in the library. But as you can see, her personality regards to art, she was not making art to make a profit. It was really her way of self-expression. So on the center wall, the focus wall, Sunday was the best day. You dressed clean, you sang loud, and you could thank the Lord you made it through the week.
Amen.
Spirituality was her foundation. The first element in her art we're going to talk about is the angels that she painted. If you look at a few of her pieces, you'll see how she depicts the spiritual realm. She believed that the angels and the ancestors were always around to protect, and she spoke with them, and she strongly believed that living right on earth was important, and that the angels are watching and people are watching. So that's the foundation. But she also focused on different topics such as funerals. In the latter part of the interview, she talked about how funerals, people act out, and sometimes we can be dramatic as a culture, but funerals were things that happened on the plantation that was a part of everyday life. And I know we have more modern approaches, but her works just kind of exemplify or summarize what a scene would look like as they're going through these rituals and happenings. So as we walk around, we'll go to the back wall here. Another element of what she captured on Melrose Plantation was cotton picking. She was ultimately a sharecropper, and cotton picking was one of the main sources of finances in America, actually. So on the plantation, they produced a lot of that, and you'll see how she depicted it in her artwork. Just different layers of people picking cotton, doing sharecropping, and things of that nature. As we rotate around the room, this is a portrait of Miss Clementine Hunter holding a chicken. Along with sharecropping, she raised animals such as hogs, chickens, cows, etc. All right, and we'll continue to this side of the room. More narratives. So in the introduction of the gallery, we talk about African House. This is a painting that depicts Africa House on the plantation, and these are two ladies eating watermelon, having punch on the lawn. Also, this painting here, you'll hear from Mr. Norm later. He said this is one of his favorite paintings. It's a Saturday night on the plantation, and you see, she depicts what a Saturday night would look like. And in this scene particularly, I believe it was a bar fight. You see people drinking, you see people having fun, altercations, but she captures all that in one painting, which is what she did so well. And coming to the final wall, a rare, very rare painting throughout the seasons. You know, she created holiday paintings. So this painting here depicts a Christmas day. Sometimes it was snow on the plantation, so she would paint her snowmen and things of that nature. But overall, and this is one of my favorite paintings as well, and this is the Easter egg hunt. So Easter, as we know, my parents, we do the Easter egg hunt with the kids every year. So this is her depicting the kids picking up the eggs, going out for a scavenger hunt. So she really captured everyday life. And as you heard from the video, she wasn't making it to sell art. It was just her way of being a historian. And I would love for you to continue to take a closer look at the pieces, gather your own interpretations, but that's an overall gist of who Clementine Hunter is and why she created work.
Thank you, Lakeem.
Thank you.
We'll take questions, but we're also happy to leave you in this space.
Yeah.
I have a question. What years roughly are these paintings? Because it doesn't say 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yes, she had almost like three phases. Early paintings were in the 20s, early 20s. A lot of times, I have to do more research, but a lot of times you can tell by the way she did her signature. In the later years, more like the 50s and 60s, she would paint her, that's like a more refined signature where the H is intertwined with the C. But it ranges from 1920s to the 50s, I would say.
Was she born on Melrose Plantation?
No, she was actually born in Clouderville, and she later moved to Melrose Plantation where she met her husband.
And she was a cook, is that what she did there?
Yes, yes. She was a cook in the big house. They call it the big house on Melrose Plantation. So she was a cook as well as like a housekeeper.
And I just want to remind everybody to keep in mind that we're saying that this artist painted what she knew and what she lived. And so the question about what era, what time, and was it plantation life, none of that mattered. She was painting what brought her joy, to share that joy with the public. Her life, as many of our ancestors were considered to be by outsiders, were considered to be down and depressing, and all those things are true. But this artist said, I want you to celebrate life with me. I want you to know what's in my memory, and I want to document that. So while she may not have painted during the official time of slavery, after emancipation, you know, Dr. Robinson teaches us that emancipation did not come with the signing of a document. So she continued to live the life on the plantation as a child of the plantation. And yet, her spirit was not broken, and as you can see here, she considered her life to be bright, colorful. Family having to go and steal their relatives from the plantation. This was around 1950, 1960. So just keep in mind that this is her story. This is not a commentary on history. So just wanted to make that note so you all will understand what's behind this artist's eyeballs, what's behind her memory, and that's what she's sharing with you here. All right, you stay, talk. We're going to move around and I want you to meet Faith Golden, who is our archivist. We would take you upstairs to the library where the larger film is showing, but there's some interviews going on in the library. But Faith is also a researcher and a resource on this conversation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ms.
Thank you.
We can give you access to the video.
We'll be announcing the rules about
Usually 400, which is every day. So we are Half to cover.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you. Fun project. And one thing I noticed is everything is in landscape.
It was like Ebony, education. Every person in Magic, they have 40,000 photos up in their archives. And they got a grant from Texas Historical Commission, $3 million, and then the people made a donation too. And they're going to help them digitize the entire collection. The collection is vast. I mean, from jazz albums to all the school catalog, yearbooks and all the papers, the black papers and everything. But the funny thing was,
No, that's different, because there's a digitizing process going on right now at Baylor for the music district.
So